sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. If you are new to my channel, a sexy, sassy, saucy HBIC is the head bitch in charge of her reality or his reality. You don't like the bitch? Change that B word to anything you want. But if you are new, well, hello and welcome. And I would love very much for you to subscribe and come back and see me. And if you are into manifestation and, you like getting what you want just like I do in quick form, right? In quick fashion, then you and I are going to be really good friends. And I think you should let me know in the comments that you are new to my HBIC community because YouTube doesn't always tell me who subscribes. Let me just say in quick fashion, if you would like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, or connect with me in any way, shape, or form, all of that information is in the drop box below, including information on one-on-one coaching, emergency coaching, as well as my 3 amazing channel memberships. And I am being cocky with that. They are amazing memberships because my channel members, my HBIC channel members, are off the chain with their successes and the movement they are receiving. I know I brag about it all the time, but I can't help it. I'm so excited for them. So if that's interesting, back again. So if that is something that interests you, why don't you join? And I think you should join the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors group, because that group is the deep dive group. That's the group where we talk about everything there is to talk about regarding manifestation, to deepen our knowledge, to expand our awareness, to therefore become Teflon to our 3D reality and start getting exactly what we want. That's the group that's going to help with that. I got my co-pilot with me. If you're new here, this is my dog Poop. She's my daughter. Her real name is Trinity. She only answers to Poop. That is my fault. The Advanced Manifestors, they get together every single Tuesday at 8 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That's where we are having that deep dive. Again, if you join that group, then you also can stick around until 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays because that's when we have the exclusive lives group. That's the group where we share our success stories and our tips and tricks. And my God, the momentum, the zhuzh train. Oh, and if you're new, zhuzh. Zhuzh means getting exciting, getting pumped up, getting in the knowing that you're going to get whatever you want, whenever you want. That's what the zhuzh is. The zhuzh is lifting you up. That's the group for the zhuzh. And the zhuzh train has been on crazy momentum of amazingness. That's all I'm going to say. And notice, now that group's called the Exclusive Lives, but you notice I'm still saying you should join that Advanced Manifestors because if you've missed any of the exclusive live sessions since the Advanced Manifestors group started, you are the only group that has access to the recordings of the exclusive lives group. Just saying. As an Advanced Manifestor VIP member, you also have access to my Friday hot seat coaching group. We go together on Fridays at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That's the group that comes with the trigger warning because that's a group you can ask me anything you want about your particular circumstance or situation or what you're manifesting if you get yourself in the hot seat. And if you're triggered by hearing other people's circumstances, you might not want to come to that group. But again, that group is also recorded. And yes, Advanced Manifestors and hot seaters, you have access to the recordings of that. So again, Advanced Manifestors, the VIP group, the reason why I talk about that one the most is because of all the access you have to all the memberships, all the membership replays, as well as the random private YouTube live streams that we do together because the memberships are done through Zoom, just saying. So the VIP peeps, the Advanced Manifestors, you kind of have access to like it all. So that's the one I discuss the most. Now, let me jump in today's topic. And today we are talking about, honey, if your specific person, if your ex, if the person you're manifesting even was never an ex, but if they have hurt you or let you down in any way, shape, or form, honey, they regret. They regret hurting you. And if you want to be able to guarantee that that is a fact, then you're going to want to watch today's video. And again, it's not like we're trying to punish a bitch. We're just trying to make sure they're thinking exactly what we prefer. And I know some people have a problem with that. I know. People feel like we're infringing on people's free will, and it's because they're not really thinking with an expanded awareness. They're thinking very limited. And I bring that up because I know some of us still struggle with those concepts. I'm just saying, we're not messing with anyone's free will. There is no free will. The only free will available to anyone is to choose who we believe we are, aka to choose what version of self we are or what reality we are in. That's where the free will ends, my friends. Okay? When you've made a decision on who you are, who you believe you are, what the sum total of all your beliefs/assumptions are, your free will then jumps out the door. Because as you believe you are a self, as you identify as a self, that's the reality you're in. Therefore, that's the timeline you're on. Therefore, you're being influenced and inspired to take action as well. Here's the thing. This is the amazing part of it. Everyone is experiencing reality from their perspective. So therefore, the people we intermingle with are our reflections. So if the person you're manifesting right now in this moment, and maybe you're not even manifesting this ex back, maybe you just want them to regret that or hurt you. That's okay too. This still applies. You see, because each and every one of us is connected in consciousness. Another way of saying that is to the universal mind. We are all tapping in to the universal mind, the absolute, the all knowledge, the knowledge to all and everything there is to know about the universe. We all have our little ability to connect to that because each and every one of us has that, we can call it a little God particle, a universe particle, or consciousness. Or even if it makes you feel better, your subconscious mind. That's the connection. Every time you tap into your imagination, and for what it's worth, you're always really tapping into your imagination, you are making decisions. You are making the decision of what you believe to be true. So therefore, who you are. So what you are experiencing from the people you are intermingling it with, you are experiencing the reflection of your own beliefs. So we're going to use the example of, SP breaking up with you. Maybe there was a third party. Maybe they cheated on you. Okay. And we want them to feel bad about that. And for those of you that are manifesting that person back, we want them to deeply regret and get their ass back here, right? They will absolutely regret ever doing anything to you if you believe that they do. If you believe that that's what they're thinking, then that will be what they're thinking. You are in your own little reality bubble. Every single one of us are, right? I said this earlier. We're all in our own little reality bubble. So everything we're experiencing is from our own perception, through our own eyeballs, right? What we experience in 3D, right? Our five senses are telling us what we're experiencing. It's through the filter of what state of consciousness you are in, what version of self you are, what you believe about yourself. So when we want to manifest someone back into our life and we want them to fully regret what they have done to us, we need to start putting our awareness, our attention, our focus on being a version of ourself that can confidently know that anyone and everyone who does anything to transgress against us immediately regrets it and wants our forgiveness. I I know that sounds a little sassy. I know it does. And it's really not the place we want to consistently be focusing on. Oh, I want them to regret. I want them to regret the day or rue the day they ever messed with us. We don't want our attention there all the time, but it's totally doable. You just need to start thinking of yourself as being confident, secure in who you are. Maybe you've had a life of every relationship you've been in, they've cheated on you or left you. We got to change that timeline, honey. We got to decide that that's not who you are anymore. And I know that sounds kind of silly. I'm going to pretend that I didn't have those experiences, Kim. You don't have to pretend. Every single moment, every single past moment, every single present moment, every single future moment exists right now. Time and space, linear time, space, is moving through you. In other words, you're like a movie projector. What you're putting out, what your projector is putting out, is personalized to you. So you have an option of, do you really still want to be the girl or the guy that gets cheated on, that gets dumped, that gets left, that gets hurt in love? Or do you want to be the girl or guy who is so confident and secure that that's hilarious, that could never happen to me? And I'm not saying it from a place of, and then we're going to fall on our face. I'm saying, no, seriously, that doesn't happen to you. That doesn't happen to you. You're the version of self who has always been confident, has always been lucky in love, who've always been the one that everyone wants to tie us down. We're the version of self that every single guy or girl that I've ever been with tried to marry me up. Every guy, every girl sees me as wifey material or hubby material. Insert the word that applies to you, okay? For the sake of it being easier on me, I'm just going to keep referring it to a girl manifesting a dude, because that's me. It's me. I'm a girl who's into dudes, okay? So for the sake of making this easier on me, I'm just going to refer to that. But you insert the words that apply to you, honey, okay? We're inclusive over here, but my God, having to say the same different words every single time I talk makes it difficult. You know what I mean? All right, so you can absolutely right now in this moment be a completely different human being than you have ever been. You can honestly decide that your past was absolutely nothing but fucking amazing in any category of life. You just got to start telling yourself that. You're telling yourself a new story, right? You don't have to be the martyr. You don't have to be the one that, I was such a good girlfriend, they treated me terribly. We don't want to manifest from that place, right? And I know when we want them to regret, that's kind of a martyry, victimish state. We don't want to stay there. We just want to start tapping into the energy of the version of self, the consciousness, the awareness of, I get what I want. Love is easy for me. Getting someone to want to wife me up is easy. It's always been easy for me. And it will always be easy for me. It's just who I am. This is all I've ever known. This is my normal. I get what I want. Life is good. That's who I am now. You see what I mean? What we're doing is we're pulling our attention off of what they did and putting it on the awareness of being the you that that's silly to think that you would cheat on me. Oh my God, that's so silly. Oh, how you must regret that. You must. Because I'm the catch. I'm the one that you want to settle down with. And you will never do anything to hurt me like that ever again, because that doesn't happen to me. That's silly. That's not something I ever have to worry about. we're disassociating in a sense from the traumatic events of our past. We're saying bye-bye. We're taking our power and we're stepping into a whole brand new reality. And it might not feel like you're going anywhere, but you are. You're stepping into the timeline where you've always gotten what you wanted in love. So yeah, they're going to regret the so-called past, and they're going to get their ass right on back here. And if it's wifing you up or hubbying you up, then you decide that. And let me just tell you, the more you keep putting the focus on who you want to be, confident, secure, lucky in love, always the girl or guy chosen, always the girl or guy who legitimately always experiences exactly what you want. Being spoiled, being pampered, being pursued. Choose the words that feel good to you. But the more your awareness is on that, the quicker they're thinking of you from that place. It's like mental telepathy, right? It's like you're sending them the waves of, better get your shit together. You need to figure out why I would ever want to take you back, right? You regret ever transgressing against me. I'm the best of the best. I'm the best there ever was. I am the best you will ever have, and you're aware of it, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to come back to me. You start stepping in to that mindset, to that energy. You can guarantee that's what's on their mind, because we are all connected to the same consciousness. So we don't have to over marinate or even affirm they regret, they regret, they regret. We don't have to. You put the awareness on who you are, right? The energy of, or the focus of, the awareness of, all the words of you being this whole new self, where you legitimately love yourself. You finally actually see yourself as beautiful, amazing, wonderful, inside and out. Someone that no one would ever dare lose. Someone that is fought for. Keep putting your awareness there. Try your best to get the focus off what happened in the past. Do your best. It's not about being perfect. We don't have to be perfect. But the more consistent you are with letting that past go, we're not letting them get away with anything. That's what I used to think. That like we're giving them a free pass. They should feel, sorry for what they did. They naturally will. Granted, we don't know exactly what the unfolding will look like to reconnect you to. We don't know that officially. No one does. But we know that events, experiences, bridge of incidents will happen that completely validate, reflect who you are now. It'll change. Reality must reflect you. Reality doesn't have a choice. Reality really is your bestie. Reality is always wanting to please you, per se. So again, you keep putting your focus on being this new version of yourself. Yeah, don't be surprised if exes start popping up and reaching out to you in some way or form. Don't be surprised. I hear this all the time, that when someone is finally actually getting their awareness on who they want to be versus, relentlessly affirming just on SP, then when you start putting that focus on who you are versus life, versus reality, who you are, assuming that means you're doing it in the confident, secure, always get what you want version of you, right? Where we don't second guess that someone would just want to be with us for us. You keep putting your focus on that. I see this all the time. We hear about not only, strangers that we'd call like BBLs start coming in and pursuing, but exes as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you're not manifesting, all these different people. You probably have your eye on one specific person or on one particular ex. That's okay. Keep focusing on who you want to be, and they are going to show up too. And just for the sake of conversation, for anyone who doesn't understand that, like, I love thinking of manifestation as, oh my God, we're magical. Like from Harry Potter, we're magical folk. Everyone else, muggles. I love thinking of it. It's magic, but it's not necessarily magic. It's not witchcraft. It's not, spell work. It's not any of that thing. It's really just how life works. We just weren't aware of it. We are always connected in our consciousness to every other being, which means every version of ourselves and every version of every other being we have connection to. So the more the focus is on being the confident, secure, happy, always knowing that you're more than enough, you're always the person chosen, you're always the it girl, the it guy, the lucky girl, the lucky guy, the girl that always gets the hot guys. I'm just coming up with phrases that I've heard out in 3D world. Use the phrases or think of phrases that feel good to you. You got your awareness on being that. It is undeniable that reality must reflect who you are. Reflection doesn't just happen for negative things or things we don't want. Now listen, again, because we are connected to the infinite, you're selecting the version of them that fully, completely can't live without you. That version of them that is totally head over heels in love with you too, and will do anything that is necessary to secure the relationship with you. You will have the experience in reality, but you can't be the person that's doing their manifestation techniques and then looking out to reality and saying, it's not working yet. They're not contacting me yet. You can't be that person, honey. Don't you understand that that is you going right back to the version of yourself that doesn't have what she or he wants? There are two different versions of self. There are infinite versions of all of us, all right? We need to be specific on who we want to be. We want them to regret, right? We can't be the one focusing on what they did. The more you keep returning to the hurtful experience, the more you keep marinating in it, you understand you're manifesting from it. We're manifesting from every given moment. Because every given moment, every thought that we're believing is a choice, meaning choosing a version of ourselves. That's where your free will is working. See what I mean? I promise you, it's not them getting away with being able to do whatever they want in reality. It's not. We're just choosing a new version of them. A version of them that would never do anything against you ever again. This stuff works. Manifestation is real. You are doing it consciously or unconsciously. You've been doing it your whole life. This is how life really is working. So yeah, put the focus on being the you that gets what he or she wants, especially in the love department. You will get that reflection. They will regret. And do you notice how I'm saying that we're focusing on you being the you that doesn't have these things happening? Meaning you're the girl that doesn't get cheated on. You're the guy that doesn't get cheated on. And you notice I'm saying we're putting all the focus over there. We're not putting the focus on they must be sorry. They must regret. Because you will see that will naturally happen as the unfolding in your 3D reality. So how they say they're sorry, how they officially do it in reality, really is of no importance. You're going to see things change. Put the focus on who you want to be. Now, if you're brand new and you don't know how to do that, and what does that mean? It means every time you select a thought and you say, yes, I believe it to that thought, you believe it. Or a thought that you just allow yourself to consistently marinate in. That's you choosing or being a version of yourself. Who you identify as. Who you identify as isn't just, hi, I'm Kimberly and I make YouTube videos and I have a kid and I have a boyfriend. That's who I am. No, what you believe about yourself. No, I'm the girl that loves her life. I'm the girl that's happy to wake up in the morning. I'm the girl who continuously sees amazing things or evidence in reality that I really am getting what I want. I really am living a wonderful life. I'm really her. I'm really the version of myself that believes I'm beautiful inside and out. I'm really that person now. Logically speaking, that isn't the person I used to be. So I know this can change and I know it can work, and it can definitely work for you too. So you can start affirming to yourself that that's who you are now. I'm finally the girl that gets what she wants, or I'm finally the guy that gets what he wants. I'm finally the girl that knows and experiences being the it girl, the lucky girl, the girl that has it all, or the guy that has it all. That's finally me. I'm the me that doesn't have any limited beliefs. That's who I am. Reality will reflect. You have so much power in your words, so much power, your words, your thoughts. Don't get caught up in the past, unless it was favorable, unless you enjoyed it. But try not to put the focus back on to the things we didn't like. We're always ever choosing who we are, okay? And let me just very quickly just say to you, okay? Again, this is not allowing them to get away with murder or get away with hurting you in the past. I'm not saying that. But once you're really in the understanding of why you may have had that shitty experience to begin with, in other words, you're always ever experiencing your reflection, the things you believe about yourself. And if you've ever had the belief that you don't believe you're good enough, or the fear of being cheated on, the fear of being left, fear of abandonment, or unlucky in love, or, you know, even stupid things like that guy was just too good for you. That is a stupid thought. No one's too good for you, right? You are more than enough for everyone. But anything like that, any type of thoughts like that, is letting you know that a belief like that exists, or at least existed. So it only manifested because it was a reflection of who you believe you were. And again, you don't have to have a word for word thought to know that a belief is within us. Your reality is always telling you what you believe, or what you believe is possible for you. So the why the shitty experience happened, the why they cheated, right? It came, it manifested, it was reflected because of a shitty limiting belief that you are no longer going to choose for yourself. So hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions, if something didn't make sense to you, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, and I will do my best to get back to you, either by commenting or recording another video answering. Okay? So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.